professionals have a lot more options than they do before for work hire. And you have to look out for certain red flags. Like you have to think from a retention frame mind how this person is going to be happy and how you're going to be happy working with them long term. There's certain questions that I would ask in an interview process. If I was a practice owner, I would use assessments to use as like a second step interview. Don't be shy about it. Like this is something that's important for you and them to make sure it's a match.
Right.
Why not look at it from an objective lens? Because at minimum, it'll help the practice owner identify what's important for them in designing what the benchmarks for what they're looking for in that DISC assessment. And it's important to understand that there's no right or wrong answer going into this.